Okay. Hi. I just entered a DS relationship for the first time. He is really experienced and I have zero experience. We played for the first time on Saturday and it was very light play for him. It was successful. I'm very self-conscious about my inexperience and also my age. He told me the only thing that he worries about is our age difference, which is pretty large. I was just wondering if you could give me some advice and tips. I would really appreciate it. Thanks. I don't really know what you're looking for advice or tips on, or what your age has to do with you being in a sub-dom relationship. I don't know. I'm sure he's aware of the fact that you're inexperienced in this particular area, and I think that's okay. And obviously, he's willing to be accommodating to that, and it's probably also really cool for him that he gets to be your teacher. So I wouldn't really worry too much about it or be self-conscious about it, because it's probably something that's really arousing and exciting for him. But I don't really know what the age thing has to do with anything. Are you just like speaking about the relationship in general? Because if that's the case, then I don't know. I mean, sometimes relationships work out and sometimes they don't, and I feel like age is usually not the cause of that. So. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what you're looking for. Good luck. Next question. Hi. Lately, as I've grown older, I've found myself struggling to come to terms with the asexual abuse I was put through as a child. Do you have any advice for me? Thank you. We all handle, we as in like survivors of abuse. I say survivors because I don't like the word victims. You can come sit with me if you'd like, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. He was like laying in the doorway, just staring at me. Look, it's good. The people of the internet. Oh. Anyway, I think it's really important to acknowledge and recognize that it's not your fault. It happens. It's shitty. It's fucked up. But it's not your fault, and you can't blame yourself for it. And you carrying it with you is a way of you still giving them, not really necessarily giving them, but of them having like that control and that power over you. And they don't deserve that. They're not worth that. And I know it's so hard to like let go of, but I'm really curious as to whether or not you've allowed yourself to really actually grieve your experiences and what you were put through, because I feel like that is really important as well. Just owning it and acknowledging like this happened, this was fucked up, this sucks, and you're allowed to be sad about it, but don't let it own you. Don't let it own you. Don't let it like drive you or have any control over your life or what you do or the decisions you make, because it's not worth that. Let it be something that helped develop who you are, and that helped make you as strong as you are. But don't let it own you. Don't let it weigh you down, because that's not fair to you. It's not fair to you at all. So, my advice is accept it. Own it. Know that it's not your fault. Don't take any blame for it. But don't let it weigh you down. Because you're bigger and you're stronger than that. And they do not deserve to be carried with you in that way. Whoever did that to you, they do not deserve to have that power over you at all. I don't really have any advice on how to let it go. For me, the way I really dealt with my bullshit was by talking about it, even when I was afraid to and I didn't want to. I talked about like what happened to me, and I was really scared to do it because I was like, oh, no, my mom finds out, because that's something that scares me more than anything else, is like my mom finding out about what happened to me, because then it just I'm not even going to comment on that because that's something completely different. But I know it's hard. But you can do it. I know you can. Don't let it consume you. It's not fair to you. Okay. I think I answered all of those. I'm going to go in my box. I just got this one. I'm so burpy because I ate a sardine burger. Do you know of any lotions or something of that sort that actually work that cure booty pimples? I hate my butt for it. No, I don't. You could try exfoliating if you are using any lotions on your body. Make sure they are free of petroleum byproducts, because those suffocate your skin and clog your pores and make you break out. So if you're using like Vaseline lotion, brand lotions, or I think Oil of Olay has mineral oils in it. I don't know. Most lotions that are sold in like pharmacies and stuff have some sort of like petroleum byproduct in them. So you want to avoid those. I kind of think it's funny that like there's a lot of lotions and stuff, like you read the ingredients and it'll like first ingredient will be like mineral oil. And it kind of tricks you because it sounds like it's something that would be really good for your skin, mineral oil. But it's totally not. It's really bad for your skin. So I would start with like trying to cut things out. It could just, if you're younger, it could just be from puberty, and it's one of those things that you just gotta kind of deal with. It could also just be like a hormonal thing, which sucks. And that's like your body's favorite place to get them. Or it could be something topical that you're using that does it. It could be a soap that you're using. I know for me, I get them on my butt if I use any glycerin-based lotions, which makes sense for me because I have a glycerin allergy. But that's like my one place that I will break out super, super bad if I use a glycerin lotion is my butt. And I don't know if butts are like super sensitive, like to everything or what. But yeah, I would just try to start cutting things out and whatever. If you're using, like I said, if you're using some sort of like lotion with petroleum byproduct, try cutting that out and see if it works. Give it time. Yes. Hi. Hello. Do you want me to touch you? But that could help. Like, I don't have any advice for anything else. Exfoliating. Did I say exfoliating? That might be good. that might be good for your skin, and just as far as your breakouts and clearing your pores and stuff. And you can make your own like super simple scrubs and stuff with just white sugar, and you can mix it in with anything. Usually I do mine with olive oil, but since you're having an issue with breakouts, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, unless you have really dry skin. That might do it. But if you have oily skin, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Yeah. Sorry I don't have like more answers to that. I've never really acne has never really been a thing for me, so I don't know a lot about it. I just kind of deal with them as I get them, and usually when I get them in really weird places, like really, really weird places, like on my ribs over here, or like on the inside of my elbow, or on the inside of my thigh. Just get like really big random ones that hurt really bad, and it's just like, who gets pimples here? Why is this happening? I can answer one more. I have a really big clit, and in turn that means my labia are quite large as well. I'm really self-conscious about it, and I'm not sure how to feel completely comfy in my own skin, so to say. I've really considered corrective surgery because I'm not sure how else to be okay with myself. Any tips, or how did you become so open and accepting of your body? Vulvas and their parts come in all different shapes and sizes. There is nothing wrong with having large labia at all. There's nothing wrong with having a large clitoris at all. There's no perfect way for things to be, aside from as they are. Like there's not anything wrong with you. I personally think that large labia are really beautiful. I've actually always kind of wished that I had more than I do, because I like them so much and I appreciate them so much, and I don't know. I think more is better. That's my own personal preference. But I mean, labiaplasty isn't really something that I'm supportive of, but it's not necessarily something that I'm against either. It sucks and it bums me out, but it's also not something I can really relate to. I can just say, like, for myself and my experiences with my body is just learning to love it. I just learned to love it the way it is. And say, like, this is me, this is my body, this is how I am, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful for its own reasons. And I figure out what those reasons are. And I try to focus on the things I do like about my body and the parts of my body, rather than the things that I don't. And I don't know, I guess there are a number of steps that I take. Like, I'll take a part of my body that I don't like, and I'll focus on it, and I'll try to find things that I do like in the things that I don't necessarily like. For instance, labia. Okay, for instance, like, with labia, what I would do. They're just so soft. And they're pretty, and they look like flowers. And I don't know. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with having a bad clitoris. It doesn't make you undesirable to anyone, and well, anybody who's worth your time. Anyway, if you're gonna have a partner who's kind of acting grossed out or disgusted or whatever at the size of your your labia. They're obviously not somebody you'd be wanting to share that part of your body with anyway, because, ugh. My brain's kind of starting to stop because I've been talking for a while. Just message me up, Aiden. Please. We can talk about it. And maybe I'll be a little bit more eloquent. But yeah, message me up, Aiden. I'm gonna turn this off.